Welcome to another Side Quest podcast, a detour worth taking. And today? Today we are taking the most personal detour I have ever suggested on this show.
Oh no, you're gonna make me feel things.
Possibly. Okay, so, real talk. You ever finish an anime, close your laptop, and just sit there thinking about a character who was not the main character?
That's wild. Constantly. Like the story wraps up and I'm just, where's my guy? Where is he?
Right? And the frustrating part is, sometimes those characters are doing more with their 5 minutes of screen time than the protagonist is doing in 12 episodes.
12 episodes!
Not me sitting here like... Today we're talking about side characters, the hidden gems, the ones who, honestly, deserve the whole show.
Some of them deserved a franchise. I'm not joking.
We've got a great lineup. Some names you might know, some you may be glazed over the first time. But by the end of this, you're going to see them differently.
You might be genuinely upset about how they were treated. Either way, good content.
Either way, good content. Let's go! Okay, so before we dive in, I want to set the stage a little bit. Because hidden gem side character is a phrase people throw around, but I think we need to define it for this episode.
Yeah, because Zuko is a great character, but Zuko is not a side character. He's basically a co-lead.
Exactly. We're not doing Zuko today. We love Zuko. Zuko can stay home.
Right? Zuko's fine, but Zuko's has his whole arc. We're here for the ones who didn't get the arc.
But absolutely should have. Yeah. The characters who show up, do something genuinely extraordinary, and then kind of step aside and let the main cast take the bow.
Which is criminal. It should be studied.
It should be studied in a classroom. Okay, so we've got 6 characters today, and I promise you, each one of them hits different. Sky, you ready?
Bro, I've been ready since I woke up this morning.
That's either very healthy or deeply concerning.
Both! It's both!
Bro, same though. Let's do it. Alright, so I want to start somewhere that might feel a little obvious, but stick with me, because I think this character gets more interesting the longer you sit with him. John Kirstein, Attack on Titan.
Okay, he does get brought up a lot, but I feel like people still don't fully get why he works as well as he does.
Honestly. So here's my thing with Gene. When you first meet him, you actually kind of don't like him. He's arrogant. He's self-interested. He's openly saying he just wants to get into the military police so he can stay safe.
And you're like, wow, okay, this guy.
And then the show just quietly, methodically, without making a huge deal about it, transforms him into one of the most morally coherent characters in the entire series.
In the entire series. He just grows up. Actually grows up. While Aaron is doing whatever Aaron is doing.
A lot of things. Jean is becoming a person. He's asking the questions the show wants you to ask. He's the audience surrogate in the best possible way. Not me sitting here like, what I love about Gene is that his arc isn't about gaining power or a special ability or a secret destiny. It's about learning how to live with the cost of the choices you make. And that's genuinely rare.
And he does it without the show ever stopping to go, look how much Gene grew. It's just there, if you're paying attention.
That's the mark of a writer who actually respects the character. Okay, pivoting. Because I want to get to someone from a completely different era, completely different vibe. Kuwabara Kazuma from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes, Kuwabara. Oh, we are absolutely talking about Kuwabara.
Okay, so I feel like Kuwabara has this reputation of being the comic relief guy, the loud one, the one who loses the fights.
Which is such a disservice. Such a disservice to what that character actually is.
Right, because here's the thing. Kuwabara is genuinely one of the most emotionally brave characters in that entire show. Yusuke is cool, Hiei is mysterious, Kurama is elegant, and Kuwabara is just a human guy. No pretense, no edge. He wears his heart completely on the outside.
He loves, openly, without irony, in a shonen from the 90s. Do you understand how rare that is?
In a genre that basically invented the too cool to have feelings protagonist, Kuwabara is sitting there being like, no, I care about my friends, and I will tell them directly.
And he will cry about it.
And he will cry. And the show doesn't punish him for it. That's the part that gets me.
Because other shows would make that a punchline. Yu Yu Hakusho doesn't. Kuwabara's sincerity is treated as a form of strength, and I think about that more than I probably should.
Like, why do I relate to this so much? See, that's exactly the kind of thing I mean when I say hidden gem. Because Kuwabara is not hidden visually. He's right there, in the main group, every episode. But his depth is hidden because the genre trains you not to take the loud, funny guy seriously.
And then he'll do something that completely floors you, and you're like, oh, I've been sleeping.
You've been sleeping. Wake up. Okay, we're going to go deeper on our next few characters, and things are about to get very real. Right after this.
Okay, we are back, and I'm going straight for the heart. Mumen writer, One Punch Man. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, no. You're doing this to me right now?
I'm doing this to both of us. So, for anyone who maybe hasn't seen One Punch Man, Mumen Rider is a C-rank hero. No powers. Rides a bicycle. In a world of people who can destroy mountains with a sneeze.
And when Deep Sea King is absolutely destroying everyone, professional heroes, A-ranks, people with actual abilities, Mumen Rider just shows up.
This is embarrassing, but he shows up on his bicycle. And he knows he has no chance. He says it out loud. He's not delusional about it.
And he fights anyway, because someone has to. Because the civilians are watching, and they need to see someone stand up, even when standing up is pointless.
That speech he gives, I'm not exaggerating when I say it's one of the most genuinely affecting moments in the whole show. And this is a show with Saitama in it, a character who is literally invincible.
Bro, but Saitama winning doesn't mean anything because Saitama can't lose. Mumen Rider standing up means everything because Mumen Rider absolutely can.
That's it. That's the whole thesis. Courage only exists when there's something to lose. And Mumen Rider has everything to lose and shows up anyway.
I'm not okay.
I'm not even gonna lie. Neither am I. I rewatched that scene for this episode and I was just sitting there alone, feeling things.
Alone in your room.
Alone in my room. No regrets.
I'm so sorry. Okay, next, before I actually cry on a recording.
Okay. Riza Hawkeye. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Riza! Okay, this one I have feelings about.
Okay. What are your feelings?
My feeling is that Riza Hawkeye is one of the most quietly devastating characters in any anime ever made, and she does not get nearly enough credit for it.
Expand on that.
Okay, so everyone focuses on Roy Mustang's arc, right? His ambition, his guilt, his promise. And Riza is positioned as, essentially, his shadow, his protector, the one who keeps him on the right path.
Which could be a nothing role. In a lesser show, that is a nothing role.
But FMAB makes it a whole thing. Because Riza didn't end up in that role by accident, she chose it. She chose it knowing what it would cost her. She carries the memory of everything they did in Ishval so that Roy can keep moving forward. She holds the weight so he doesn't have to carry it alone.
And the terrifying part of that is, she told him, explicitly, that if he ever strays from his path, she'll be the one to stop him.
She will end it. And she means it. And he knows she means it. Their entire relationship is built on this extraordinary, devastating trust.
And neither of them ever makes a big dramatic speech about it. It lives in the looks, the silences, the way she stands one step behind him.
Always one step behind, never beside, because that's the role she chose. I'm normal about this. I'm completely normal.
You are not even close to normal about Riza Hawkeye.
Nobody should be. Okay, who's next?
This is embarrassing, but Wolfwood, Trigun.
Okay, now you're doing it to me.
I know.
Bro. Nicholas D. Wolfwood carries a cross-shaped weapon that he calls the Punisher, which is already the most telling character detail in the history of fiction.
Right from the jump, the man is walking around with his theme literally on his back.
And he is a priest, a mercenary priest, who smokes. And he is one of the funniest, most charismatic characters in the show, and one of the most tragic.
I'm not even gonna lie, that combination is so hard to pull off. The funny, tragic guy who actually earns the tragic part instead of just having it slapped on him.
Because the show does the work. You see why Wolfwood is the way he is. You understand the world he came from, the choices he made, what it cost him to keep making them.
And his relationship with Vash, this guy who also lives with enormous guilt, but handles it completely differently. Watching those two exist in the same space is just fascinating character writing.
I'm sorry, what? They're mirrors. They're asking the same questions about violence and mercy and survival from completely opposite directions.
And Wolfwood's answer is really something. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's all you can say about it, yeah.
Okay, so I saved one for last that is maybe the most unhinged entry on this list.
And
I mean that in the most loving, affectionate, completely bewildered way possible. We need to talk about Truck-Kun.
Nope. Wait.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
You're putting Truck-Kun on a list of hidden gem side characters.
Truck-Kun is a hidden gem side character. Truck-Kun has more impact per second of screen time than almost any character in anime.
That's technically true, and I hate that it's true.
Truck-Kun is the engine, literally, of an entire genre. Isekai exists because Truck-Kun keeps showing up. You never see Truck-Kun coming. Truck-Kun doesn't monologue. Truck-Kun doesn't have a backstory. Truck-Kun just delivers.
Truck-Kun is the most efficient supporting character in the history of storytelling. Just world-ending consequences, zero screen time.
0 lines of dialogue. Think about what that means. Complete narrative silence and maximum impact. That's not a background character. That is a force of nature in a supporting role.
Truck-Kun is the most powerful character in any show Truck-Kun appears in, and the show never acknowledges it once.
This is embarrassing, but hidden gem, literally hidden, behind a corner usually.
Oh my gosh, okay. But wait, there's something actually worth saying here.
Yeah, no, genuinely. The reason Truck-Kun is interesting beyond the joke is that it tells you something about what Isekai as a genre is really about.
Oh, say more.
Like, the reason the trope caught on and became this cultural shorthand is because there's something weirdly resonant about the idea of an ordinary life being interrupted by something random and mundane. Not a prophecy, not a chosen one moment, just a truck.
And suddenly you're somewhere else. Somewhere you have a purpose. Somewhere your skills mean something.
Right, and Truck-Kun represents that rupture, that instant between one life and the next. It's almost philosophical.
You're making me feel philosophical about a truck, and I genuinely didn't expect that today. Welcome to another Side Quest podcast, a detour worth taking.
Oh, she's tying it together. I see you. Okay, so stepping back, what do all 6 of these characters actually have in common? Because I think there's a thread here.
They all do the most with the least. Like, none of them have the show revolving around them, but every time they show up, you feel it.
And I think the reason they hit so hard is because, in a weird way, they're more honest than protagonists usually get to be. Protagonists have to move the plot. They have to win, or at least try to win, in ways that serve the story's momentum.
But side characters get to just be. They get to exist with their full contradictions without the plot needing them to resolve.
Gene doesn't get a clean redemption arc tied up with a bow. He just keeps making hard choices. Kuwabara doesn't need to become the strongest. He just needs to stay himself. Riza doesn't get rescued from her role. She owns it.
And Mumen Rider doesn't win. Wolfwood doesn't. And Truck-Kun never gets a character moment at all. And somehow, that's the point.
That is somehow the point. Okay, I'm a little in my feelings right now, not gonna lie.
Me too. And I walked in here expecting to just yell about anime for 15 minutes.
Bro, same though. That's what gets me about this topic. You think it's going to be a fun list episode, and then you end up sitting with something actually kind of meaningful about what makes a character resonate.
It's not the power level. It's not the screen time. It's whether the character feels real. Whether they feel like they have a life outside the edges of the frame.
Outside the edges of the frame. That's the whole thing. These characters feel like they'd keep existing even if you stopped watching.
And that's the highest compliment you can pay a writer, honestly.
Absolutely is. All right, before we get to the outro, I've got a recommendation, and it is a big one this week. Okay, so my recommendation this week is Wise Man's Grandchild, and you can watch it on Crunchyroll. It's Isekai. It's got a fun, transported to another world premise that's honestly a love letter to the genre's tropes. And the main character is this genuinely charming, overpowered mage who was raised by a legendary wizard and just has no social skills whatsoever. It's funny, it's warm, it's got solid action, and it's the kind of show you put on when you want to have a good time without being emotionally destroyed. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's not reinventing anything, but it's doing its thing with a lot of heart, and that counts for a lot.
Okay, that sounds like exactly what I need after this emotionally rich conversation.
Right? A palate cleanser. Okay, quick takeaways before we wrap. Number 1. Side characters hit different when writers trust them with real contradictions instead of clean arcs.
Bro, number 2. Screen time and impact are completely unrelated. Truck-Kun proved it, and I'll stand by that statement forever.
Number 3. If a character makes you feel something without even trying to make you feel something, that's the craft. That's the whole craft.
Watch Trigun. Watch Yu Yu Hakusho. Watch FMA Brotherhood if you haven't, and I don't know why you're here if you haven't.
I'm not even gonna lie. Watch all of it. That's our homework. That's the assignment. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This was another Side Quest podcast.
A detour worth taking.
We'll see you on the next one. Don't sleep on your Kuwabaras, people. They're right there. They've always been right there.
They really have.
See you next time.